Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A game played on a large open course with 9 or 18 holes. The object is use as few strokes as possible in playing all the holes. Play golf. A game played on a large open course with 9 or 18 holes. The object is use as few strokes as possible in playing all the holes. An athletic game that is played outdoors. Contend against an opponent in a sport, game, or battle. Princeton plays Yale this weekend. Pretend to have certain qualities or state of mind. She plays deaf when the news are bad. Manipulate manually or in one's mind or imagination. She played nervously with her wedding ring. A dramatic work intended for performance by actors on a stage. He wrote several plays but only one was produced on Broadway. The act using a sword, or other weapon, vigorously and skillfully. A weak and tremulous light. The play of light on the water. Gay or light-hearted recreational activity for diversion or amusement. It was all done in play. Activity by children that is guided more by imagination than by fixed rules. Freud believed in the utility of play to a small child. Consider not very seriously. She plays with the thought of moving to Tasmania. Cause to happen or to occur as a consequence. Play a joke. Replay, as a melody. She played the third movement very beautifully. Game. The activity of doing something in an agreed succession. It is still my play. Perform on a stage or theater. She acts in this play. Stake on the outcome of an issue. She played all her money on the dark horse. An attempt to get something. They made a futile play for power. A deliberate coordinated movement requiring dexterity and skill. The runner was out on a play by the shortstop. Engage in recreational activities rather than work. Occupy oneself in a diversion. On weekends I play. Cause to emit recorded audio or video. I'll play you my favorite record. Movement or space for movement. There was too much play in the steering wheel. Behave carelessly or indifferently. The removal of constraints. They gave full play to the artist's talent. Engage in an activity as if it were a game rather than take it seriously. They played games on their opponents. The act of playing for stakes in the hope of winning, including the payment of a price for a chance to win a prize. There was heavy play at the blackjack table. Verbal wit or mockery, often at another's expense but not to be taken seriously. In games or plays or other performances, the time during which play proceeds. Rain stopped play in the fourth inning. Play a role or part. Gielgud played Hamlet. Act or have an effect in a specified way or with a specific effect or outcome. This factor played only a minor part in his decision. A preset plan of action in team sports. The coach drew up the plays for her team. A state in which action is feasible. The ball was still in play. A theatrical performance of a drama. The play lasted 2 hours. Be at play. Be engaged in playful activity. Amuse oneself in a way characteristic of children. The kids were playing outside all day. Behave in a certain way. Play safe. Be performed or presented for public viewing. What's playing in the local movie theater? Bet or wager, money. He played $20 on the new horse. Cause to move or operate freely within a bounded space. The engine has a wheel that is playing in a rack. Discharge or direct or be discharged or directed as if in a continuous stream. Play water from a hose. Emit recorded sound. The tape was playing for hours. Employ in a game or in a specific position. They played him on first base. Exhaust by allowing to pull on the line. Play a hooked fish. Make bets. Play the casinos in Trouville. Move or seem to move quickly, lightly, or irregularly. The spotlights played on the politicians. Participate in games or sport. We played hockey all afternoon. Perform music on a musical instrument. He plays the flute. Perform on a certain location. The prodigy played Carnegie Hall at the age of 16. Play on an instrument. The band played all night long. Pretend to be somebody in the framework of a game or playful activity. Let's play like I am mommy. Put a card or piece into play during a game, or act strategically as if in a card game. He is playing his cards close to his chest. Shoot or hit in a particular manner. She played a good backhand last night. Use or move. I had to play my queen. Use to one's advantage. She plays on her client's emotions. Utilization or exercise. The play of the imagination. Golf scoring by holes won. Golf scoring by total strokes taken. Golf scoring by total strokes taken. Playing golf for money. A regular route for a sentry or policeman. An interval during which a recurring sequence of events occurs. The activity of playing 18 holes of golf. A round of golf takes about 4 hours. Attack in speech or writing. Become round, plump, or shapely. Having the shape or form of a circle. Any circular or rotating mechanism. The usual activities in your day. The doctor made his rounds. A part song in which voices follow each other. One voice starts and others join in one after another until all are singing different parts of the song at the same time. They enjoyed singing rounds. Bring to a highly developed, finished, or refined state. A charge of ammunition for a single shot. Pronounce with rounded lips. Of sounds, full and rich. From beginning to end, throughout. It rains all year round on sky. Sports, a division during which one team is on the offensive. Make round. Round the edges. A serving to each of a group, usually alcoholic. He ordered a second round. Express as a round number. Round off the amount. A crosspiece between the legs of a chair. A cut of beef between the rump and the lower leg. An outburst of applause. There was a round of applause. Mathematics, expressed to the nearest integer, 10, 100, or 1000. In round numbers. Often plural, a series of professional calls, usually in a set order. The doctor goes on his rounds first thing every morning. The course along which communication spread. The story is going the rounds in Washington. Wind around. Move along a circular course. Round the bend. A novelty version of golf played with golf balls and putters on a miniature course featuring many obstacles. The activity of playing 18 holes of golf. A round of golf takes about 4 hours. A form of golf in which you putt from positions arranged on the circumference of a circle around the hole. Adjacent to a putting green. Greenside bunker. The act of drawing spatially closer to something. The hunter's approach scattered the geese. Ideas or actions intended to deal with a problem or situation. His approach to every problem is to draw up a list of pros and cons. Move towards. We were approaching our destination. The event of one object coming closer to another. A relatively short golf shot intended to put the ball onto the putting green. He lost the hole when his approach rolled over the green. A tentative suggestion designed to elicit the reactions of others. A way of entering or leaving. Come near in time. Winter is approaching. Begin to deal with. Approach a task. The temporal property of becoming nearer in time. The approach of winter. Come near or verge on, resemble, come nearer in quality, or character. His playing approaches that of Horowitz. The final path followed by an aircraft as it is landing. A close approximation. The nearest approach to genius. Make advances to someone, usually with a proposal or suggestion. I was approached by the president to serve as his advisor in foreign matters. A relatively short golf shot intended to put the ball onto the putting green. The part of a modern theater stage between the curtain and the orchestra, i.e., in front of the curtain. A garment of cloth or leather or plastic that is tied about the waist and worn to protect your clothing. A paved surface where aircraft stand while not being used. Golf. The part of the fairway leading onto the green. Badminton equipment consisting of a ball of cork or rubber with a crown of feathers. Golf. A score of 1 stroke under par on a hole. Shoot in 1 stroke under par. An unidentified, and possibly enemy, aircraft. An evil spirit. Golf. A score of 1 stroke over par on a hole. To shoot in 1 stroke over par. A list of dishes available at a restaurant. A printed or written greeting that is left to indicate that you have visited. A sign posted in a public place as an advertisement. Golf. A record of scores, as in golf. You have to turn in your card to get a handicap. A witty, amusing person who makes jokes. Baseball. A list of batters in the order in which they will bat. The managers presented their cards to the umpire at home plate. Separate the fibers of. A printed circuit that can be inserted into expansion slots in a computer to increase the computer's capabilities. A card certifying the identity of the bearer. He had to show his card to get in. A rectangular piece of stiff paper used to send messages, may have printed greetings or pictures. They sent us a card from Miami. Ask someone for identification to determine whether he or she is old enough to consume liquor. I was carded when I tried to buy a beer. One of a set of small pieces of stiff paper marked in various ways and used for playing games or for telling fortunes. He collected cards and traded them with the other boys. Thin cardboard, usually rectangular. The act of chipping something. A small disc-shaped counter used to represent money when gambling. Electronic equipment consisting of a small crystal of a silicon semiconductor fabricated to carry out a number of electronic functions in an integrated circuit. A mark left after a small piece has been chopped or broken off of something. Golf. A low-running approach shot. A piece of dried bovine dung. Break off. A piece from a hole. Her tooth chipped. A thin crisp slice of potato fried in deep fat. Cut a nick into. A small fragment of something broken off from the hole. Break a small piece off from. Chip the glass. A triangular wooden float attached to the end of a log line. Form by chipping. They chipped their names in the stone. Play a chip shot. Golf. A low-running approach shot. Cylinder forming a long narrow part of something. Lower part of the leg extending from the hock to the fetlock in hoofed mammals. The narrow part of the shoe connecting the heel and the wide part of the sole. A cut of meat, beef or veal or mutton or lamb, from the upper part of the leg. A poor golf stroke in which the heel of the club hits the ball. Cylinder forming the part of a bit by which it is held in the drill. Cylinder forming the part of a bolt between the thread and the head. Hit. A golf ball, with the heel of a club, causing the ball to veer in the wrong direction. The part of the human leg between the knee and the ankle. Cut into slices. A share of something. A slice of the company's revenue. A golf shot that curves to the right for a right-handed golfer. A wound made by cutting. Make a clean cut through. A serving that has been cut from a larger portion. A slice of bread. A spatula for spreading paint or ink. A thin flat piece cut off of some object. Hit a ball and put a spin on it so that it travels in a different direction. Hit a ball so that it causes a backspin. Support holding a football on end and above the ground preparatory to the kickoff. A short peg put into the ground to hold a golf ball off the ground. Place on a tee. Tee golf balls. The starting place for each hole on a golf course. They were waiting on the first tee. Connect with a tee. T2 pipes. Strike a ball from the teeing ground at the start of a hole. Place on a tee. Make detailed arrangements or preparations. Drive obliquely. Toe and nail. Drive, a golf ball, with the toe of the club. Forepart of a hoof. Golf, the part of a clubhead farthest from the shaft. Hit, a golf ball, with the toe of the club. One of the digits of the foot. The part of footwear that provides a covering for the toes. Touch with the toe. Walk so that the toes assume an indicated position or direction. She toes inwards. In match play, a side that stands as many holes ahead as there are holes remaining to be played. He was Dormy 3 and still lost the match. In match play, a side that stands as many holes ahead as there are holes remaining to be played. Put an address on an envelope. Social skill. Give a speech to. The chairman addressed the board of trustees. Written directions for finding some location, written on letters or packages that are to be delivered to that location. Speak to someone. Computer science, the code that identifies where a piece of information is stored. Speak to. He addressed the crowd outside the window. The act of delivering a formal spoken communication to an audience. He listened to an address on minor Roman poets. Greet, as with a prescribed form, title, or name. He always addresses me with, sir. Act on verbally or in some form of artistic expression. Access or locate by address. Address or apply oneself to something, direct one's efforts towards something, such as a question. Adjust and aim, a golf ball, at in preparation of hitting. A sign in front of a house or business carrying the conventional form by which its location is described. Direct a question at someone. The manner of speaking to another individual. He failed in his manner of address to the captain. The place where a person or organization can be found or communicated with. The stance assumed by a golfer in preparation for hitting a golf ball. Golf, the head of the club which strikes the ball.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.